Welcome back, guys, to Jesus Gaming here. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but I really wanted to take my time to make this video. I wanted to wait a little bit. I wanted to try out as much as I could. This game is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, made by Sledgehammer, released 2 months ago around there. And Season 1 Reloaded just came out, and I think it was time for me to talk about it. And the big question is Modern Warfare 3 worth $70? I actually paid 100 because I got the Vault Edition. Now that was my choice, so I'm not mad. I understand that maybe I was ripped off, but I'm not really gonna get into that. But is it worth that premium price of $70? Was it really a $70 game? Yeah, I'm gonna try to answer that question to my best on my ability and see if this game was just a ripoff and it was just add-on DLC like everybody said. Obviously, they will never admit if it was supposed to just be DLC and then it became a game. But yeah, let's just find out if it's worth it or not. It's been 2 months then, and I did play the campaign. If you want to see me play the campaign, I do have the campaign on this channel, Jesus Gaming. You can watch it, enjoy yourself, watch me play it. And it's a very short campaign to just break the news. It's very short. It's about 3 to 5 hours, average of 4, depending on your playstyle, depending on how fast you are doing the goals, as long as you don't die a lot. I died a lot. I just cut it off, edited it out on my videos, but I did die multiple times, and that, can lead to longer game throughs. But I personally felt like they were trying to go for an old gold mine experience, because a lot of the missions for me felt like, oh, these missions are missions I've done before, but they just rechange them. For example, escaping the gulag when you're trying to escape with Makarov. It's very similar to escaping the gulag when you save Captain Price back in the old Modern Warfare games, the old ones back in 2009, back in that golden era. And then you have no Russian, but it was different because this time it's on a plane. Very disappointed with that mission because they hyped it up in Modern Warfare 2, 2022, I believe. They hyped it up so much where it was like they really wanted to, like, they're no Russian, we're coming back, and it wasn't that big. And then the threat to USA. There's always a threat to USA in Modern Warfare games. So it really felt like they were trying to go get this, old gold era, but they couldn't. And then they did something that we kind of saw coming, but they killed Soap again on a Modern Warfare 3 game. And I won't lie, I was very disappointed and I was sad. But after 2 months now, I'm thinking back, and I think the only reason I was sad is because I know who Soap is from the other Modern Warfare games. If this was a complete rebooted series from 2019 and Soap was a different character, somebody else, like a new character introduced from 2019 Modern Warfare, maybe I wouldn't be as sad, because I would have been like, I don't really, yeah, I understand he was in the game since 2019 Modern Warfare, but I don't really, but because it was Soap, his name, his legend, the myth, the legend, Soap, it felt like, damn, they really had. And I think I was more disappointed that they killed him, because it's like, really, again, you're gonna kill him again? You couldn't come up with something different? Very disappointing. And then honestly, I was very disappointed that we were left with another cliffhanger, just like Modern Warfare 2. Because Modern Warfare 2, we were left with them getting their guns ready in a plane, and then the message says no Russian, and we're like, oh my god, no Russian, they're coming back, it's gonna be a great game. And then the same thing happens here where Captain Price, spoiler alert, I'm sorry, Captain Price ends up killing General Shepard, and it's a cliffhanger again, and you're like, seriously, that's the end? Another cliffhanger, and now we gotta wait for Modern Warfare 4 to see what happens, if they even make a 4. So it's kind of like, to me, it felt like, yeah, I don't know. And they did try something different with some of the missions being open to play, very similar to like Warzone, where you could pick up weapons, you could take different routes, you could try to be sneaky, maybe shoot your way out of it, but it didn't add too much to the story. So to me, it was like, okay. So for me personally, the campaign is a 6 out of 10, 60%, like a D. You pass, but I don't think you should have passed, but I'll let you pass. Moving on to multiplayer. I will say this, it is unpopular belief, but I actually did like the Modern Warfare 2 movement. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. And I know it was a little bit slow and a little bit sloppy, and it didn't, feel like the older Call of Duties. And I do like fast movement. I really enjoyed Cold War's movement. You can slide there too, you can do all that. But for whatever reason, I enjoyed Modern Warfare 2's movement, because if you were able to find a way to be quicker, and it was like you had a flair to your character. You just, it's like you could up other characters because you had this flair of like, ooh, I'm able to outplay you because I know the map better, instead of just, ooh, I ran into a corner, slid here, slid there. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. But talking about the old movement and this new movement in Modern Warfare 3, I am not disappointed. I feel like Modern Warfare 3's movement is not too much. I don't feel like you just see people sliding and jumping and gunning. I feel like it's balanced. I feel like sometimes people will slide and you could still kill them. I do see people still drop shotting a lot more. Drop shotting has become effective, I think, because people don't expect it as much. People always expect a slide or a jump out of the corner. Drop shots have been seen effective, but it is balanced. And I will say, I do give them credit where credit is due. I do enjoy that Sledgehammer always updates different time limit game modes. For example, the holidays, we had snowball fighting, which was a game mode where you ran and found snowballs and threw snowballs at an enemy, and whichever team won that round kept winning. And I thought that was something different and unique. And then they had Vortex, which is they actually had the ray gun in multiplayer. It was a free-for-all game mode where you can go get the ray gun, and then the ray gun was a one-shot kill, and then if you killed the user with the ray gun, you would get the ray gun. And it was just this back and forth, so like, I'm trying to kill the guy with the ray gun so I could have the ray gun. And that was cool because it was different. Recently, Season 1 Reloaded just released, and they have a new game mode called Souped Up, where basically it's the Formula 5 stims. So if an enemy dies or a teammate dies, you pick up these stims, and your character gets faster, he gets stronger, he gets more health. And then if you pick a 4, you get the shock charge effect power up. If you use it and there's like 2 enemies behind a wall and you shock them, it's like a shock charge, so they're just shooting their guns, and it's like, okay. And then if you get 5, you get laser vision, so you can laser your enemies, and that's always cool. It's just a great game mode because it changes things up. It's just different. So if you're bored, you can change it up. So it didn't bring up that much disappointment. But what I was a little bit disappointed with, 16 of their maps are from Modern Warfare 2 2009. And that's a little disappointing because some of these maps felt big to me, like way too big for this game. So I feel like half the time I'm running across the map to get to enemies, and then running back to get the enemies at their new spawn. And then it's just like, it just felt too long, and then it makes the game feel longer than what it should be. I will say I am still enjoying that the camel grind is easy. And the reason for that is because some people just don't have a lot of time, and I do enjoy that the camel grind is very easy. I'm still not done with it. I'm still working on it, but it's not like super hard challenges where you're like, dude, this is gonna take me forever just to get one camel. So I do like that, even though they have a lot of maps that, for me, in my opinion, are like, dude, I don't like these maps. But I do enjoy that they are bringing different maps, new maps. One of my favorite maps right now is Meat. And the reason I really love Meat is because Meat is like a shipment size map where it's small, but it's not the same outcome all the time. Because shipment is just, you play it the same almost any time. But Meat is different. Meat, you can have different encounters, different things. But my biggest concern and biggest problem with this game, and this is why I can't give it a perfect score, is the spawns. For me, it seems like spawns just don't work very well in this game. I feel like I kill an enemy, and then they spawn behind me, and then they kill me, or they spawn next to me or around the corner from me, and then they come out and kill me. Or sometimes I feel like if I die, I spawn in front of another enemy, and then I die immediately again. Or I'll spawn on the enemy spawn, and they see me, and then they kill me. And it just seems like a big issue. And because of that, I'm going to have to give multiplayer a 7 out of 10. A 7 because they did very good with some new different updates, new game modes. But it still has problems. I need these spawns to get fixed. I don't know why. It just seems like these spawns are broken. But moving on to zombies. I will admit, I didn't really play zombies on older Call of Duties like Black Ops 4 and all these other games, Black Ops 2 as much, because, well, zombies had a different leveling up system, and I didn't like that back in the day. I didn't like how if you leveled up in zombies, it was a different level for multiplayer. But I recently found out that they did this a while back, but they actually are connected now, and that's awesome. I love how my leveling up is connected to zombies or multiplayer. So my level right now is 224 on this game because I've been playing for 2 months, and that's been leveled up through zombies and multiplayer and Warzone, which is great. My guns are also can be leveled up in zombies, and if I choose, I can actually do camel grind from zombies only if I just want to do zombies. instead of multiplayer, so that's awesome. And I do love how the zombie mode is different. It has like a DMZ Warzone feel to it, where you have to exfil to keep your stuff. And I like that because each game mode is different. I am disappointed it is only 3 people per full squad, but that's fine. But I do enjoy how every time is a different game mode. You can either stay on the zone 1, or you can go to zone 2, or you can go to zone 3. So zone 1 is very simple, very easy zombies. You can stay there, just level up your guns, get XP, do the minimum work, and have a good time with your buddies. Or you can go to level 2, where the zombies are a little bit more harder, more challenges to do, things are more difficult. Or you can go to zone 3, which is the red, where everything is more difficult. And then, you know, I don't understand everything yet. There's so much that I still haven't done, which is amazing because the map isn't that big, and I've been around the whole map, but I just don't know everything yet. They have wonder weapons, which is cool. We've met other squad mates who have dropped us wonder weapons, which is cool. We've met a squad mate who dropped us millions of dollars. We don't know how he had that money. And then, you know, and each mode is different, and it just feels awesome. If you don't feel like just killing zombies, there are AI enemies and strongholds that you can capture, different types of challenges. So each time you go is a different, and that gives a great replayability, which is great, instead of the old zombie maps where sometimes you felt like you wanted to pack a punch, but to pack a punch you had to do all these Easter eggs. But now it's a choice. If you want to do Easter eggs, you can go do Easter eggs. If you want to do the story missions, do the story missions. If you want to just do challenges, just do challenges. If you're just there to level up your gun, then just level up your gun. And I think that's awesome, and it's amazing, and each time is a different zombie story, and I think that's amazing. And that's why I'm gonna give zombies an 8.5 out of 10, because I know that Treyarch helped him out, so that's why it's a pretty good game. Now I know I didn't have to do a review on Warzone because Warzone is a whole different thing, but because this is Warzone 3 now, and MW3's movement and MW3 weapons have been updated into Warzone, I will talk about it. I like it. I enjoy how there's different playstyles now because of the new movement and the new perks, and you get to choose what kind of things you're gonna do. I like the new equipment. I like everything because now there's perks that actually matter, like Mountaineer. You could jump off from higher buildings and not get as much fall damage. So it lets you kind of choose, like, what kind of playstyle am I in the mood for today? What am I trying to do today? And I think that's amazing, because most you know, it's not trying to keep it the same. Everything's being updated. I do appreciate now that if you go in the water, you get a pistol immediately, no matter what. So you're not forced to have a secondary as a pistol because of the water in the game mode. So now there's no more people staying in the water trying to survive, because everybody has a pistol underwater, which is amazing in my opinion. And I like these things, and I am fond of these things. And I did hear and I did experience some of the problems with the new Season 1 Reloaded update. Some of my friends had the loadout problem where I didn't experience it, but my friends would experience it, where they try to get the loadout and it would freeze up on them and then they would die. And all I got was a loading freezing screen. Like, my screen would it would freeze and unfreeze on the loading screen, but I would still be able to play the game. But it's these little problems that make me feel like, really? You guys can't fix it? But I don't think it will ever compare to 2020 Warzone 1 on Verdansk. So because of that, I can only give it a solid 8 out of 10, and because of the issues. And I know I can't go back in time, but I just really do miss Verdansk. I know if they ever bring that map back, it won't be the same, because it won't be 2020, and we won't be in the same situation. And I know we can't go back in time, but I'm still giving Warzone 3 an 8 out of 10 because they have worked to make it a little bit better, a little bit different, and it is, and 8 out of 10. Just so you guys know, I don't play Warzone as much. I play Resurgence more, which is still Warzone. It's just Ashika Islands and Vondel, but I'm still having a good time. This is basically the overall review of the game, guys. And to answer the question, it's not easy, but for me, I'd answer it like this. If you have friends that are going to play this game daily, that you're going to play with friends multiple times, maybe every weekend, maybe every night, then I recommend you buy this game, and it will be worth the money, because you can still grind your camos, and you can still play with your friends, and you can level up weapons that are in the game. If you're going to be by yourself, if you're the only one in your friend group buying this, if nobody else is going to buy it, if everybody else doesn't want to, I recommend you save your money and buy a different game. That is the best advice I could give you for this. I can't give you anything else. I can't really give you any other information but that. I hope you guys enjoy the review. This is just my opinion of the game. I could be right, I could be wrong. You can agree, you could disagree. Comment down below if you agree, disagree, what you like, what you don't like of the game. But I will say, guys, if you're gonna play with friends, I truly recommend the game, because I think playing with friends is the key to make this game fun. If you're gonna be alone, I do not recommend it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the information, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.